Yo, what up people? It's good to be with you. It's Richard and back here on the start of a brand new work week. Business as usual. Welcome to Vapor friends. Today we're going to be taking a look at yet another box mod. Yeah, we are just being invaded by all these box mods. Box mods, DNA 30s, 40s, all the way right up to the powerful God mod, which is 180 watts. I've got mine coming in soon. You know, it's in the ocean somewhere out there sailing and getting its way to Malaysia. I don't know what I'm going to do with 180 watts, but you know, hopefully the curiosity doesn't kill the cat. Anyway, box mods are a good thing because box mods help to keep vapors to become safer vapors, all right? And with all their safety features in it, like short circuit protection, reverse battery protection, etc., etc. All the safety features do help us. And devices have also become very sophisticated as well lately. The DNA 40 has just been introduced. Also, it comes with temperature control as well. So now you can use temperature to control your coil so it won't burn your coil and things like that. So it is just revolving, going on and on and on. And not to mention, you know, we've got devices where you can upgrade the wattage as well. And devices that first starts off with a, let's say, a 50 or a 60 watt, device. And after that, you can do a software upgrade to like 70 watts. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. We're going to be checking out the IPV2S from Greenleaf. Let's talk a little bit more about this device before we hit into the close-ups, all right? First and foremost, this device came to me at no cost from legadgets.com. If you don't know who legadgets.com or Legadgets, they're a vape shop in Malaysia. They've got two outlets. One is called Legadgets, the other one it's also called Le Vapors, and they have Legadgets in Cheras. For Malaysians, I'm sure you know where Cheras is a suburb in Kuala Lumpur, and also another suburb called Kota Damansara, where they've just opened a fairly new outlet called The Vapors. So this came from them for the sole purpose of this review. However, my opinion will remain true and unbiased, all right? This is retailing at Legadgets for 450 ringgit. I'm going to put a link in the description box below in case you need to, check them out. You want to order from them. They do international orders as well. And 450 ringgit, I'm sure you can get it a lot cheaper as well. Well, not really a lot, a couple of bucks cheaper from other vape shops as well. But then again, what I do know from Legadgets is their backup service is impeccable, all right? So shout out to the guys from Legadgets or Le Vapors. You guys are doing an absolutely great job. Customer service numero uno. So they're retailing it for 450 ringgit. And yes, originally this is a 60 watt device that it first arrived in. And it's, however, upgradable to 70 watts through software upgrade. All you got to do is just hit your computers, give it a couple of clicks, and you've got yourself another 10 watt extra. If you're like me, who's hopeless with computers, just get the guys, hey, do me a favor, just upgrade this for me. They'll be glad to do it for you. Only takes about a minute. Overall, the design is the same as the previous IPV2 versions from Pioneer4You. However, there's just been a couple of changes, mostly aesthetics and things like bevel edges on the box mod. The buttons, they've changed the buttons, screws on the back panel, and the logo placement and things like that. So these are some of the changes they've made in terms of looks. But however, the IPV2S comes this time with an SX330 chipset. All right, so you can do the upgrade, like I said, to 70 watts, and all you got to do is just log on to their website, which is yihicigar.com. You can download their software upgrade from there. Apparently, okay, I also saw this little demonstration on YouTube from one of the guys from Greenleaf, from the same company. Well, whether it be Pioneer4You or Greenleaf, they're the same people. I saw a demonstration that this can be submerged in water. Basically, this is waterproof. Yeah, because the fact that a lot of people were complaining about their firing, the sensor touch firing system was gimmicky and it's useless and all that. So they decided to replace that, changed it to something waterproof, apparently. So The guy just dipped his whole entire unit into the water, took it out, clicked on it, and it worked again. I'm not going to take chances with mine, for sure. Who wants to vape underwater anyway? I mean, can you imagine I'm going diving and then say, hey, wait, I'm going to take a vape now. Even if your device is, waterproof, I'm sure your atomizer is not. So do yourself a favor. Forget about the underwater, or rather the waterproof feature, don't try it at home. Some of the other features that's also in this device is that it fires from 7 watts all the way right up to 70 watts, after the upgrade. It takes on resistance from all the way down to 0.2 ohms to 3 ohms, okay? Technical wise, ask me to prove it, I can't. I'm your expert, all right? So you can check out other reviewers as well if they've done a review of this, whether it actually fires up to 70 watts or whether it does take resistance to as low as 0.2 ohms. Well, do check it out, all right? And don't take my word for it. Safety features also include things like reverse battery, the usual short circuit and all that. And last but not least, the memory settings. This has got memory settings. I think it's 5 or 6 memory settings. Like you can start from 10 watts, okay, for memory 1. Memory 2 is got 20 watts, memory 3, 30, 40, 50. So we'll get into the close-ups. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to get down and get into the close-ups. Catch you later. Alright, so this is the IPV2S from Greenleaf, and this is how it comes in its box. Before you crack it open, it comes with a little wrap around like that. It says Pioneer4You, the logo. It's paper. And then you have your 2 separate boxes here. This is for your charger. And we're going to put that aside. And this is the plastic box for the device. IPV2S, software upgrade, GUI operate or GUI, and underneath it's got all the markings, 18 plus. Alright, so here you have your QR code. If you scan that, it takes you to their website. Okay, so let's open it up and flip this open, and you have your device right in there for you, and covered with a plastic bag. Alright, so you have your device. I'm going to put it here. Then in there you have the user guide. Okay, we're going to put that aside. It comes with a certificate of authenticity, a quality assurance certificate. Alright, so as usual, a lot of China products come with that now. And this is another piece here. Operating matters need attention. Don't use the broken battery, etc., etc. Okay, supplement. IPV2 atomizer pin is a floating pin. It tells you things like that. Okay, so we're going to put the boxing aside and get on to the star of the show. Take it out of this plastic bag and you have the device here. It's quite a nice device. Actually, I've been looking and eyeing on this for a while because I like the design. Well, although a box is a box, but this one to me looks a lot better than the previous version, the IPV2, which is just flat here. As I was saying, they've made a couple of changes. This is now beveled, right, and it's got that little stainless steel edgings to it, or chrome finish you might want to call it, and the logo is now here. Apparently previously the logo was at the back, right in the middle, it seems. I'm not too sure. I have not had the chance to own the IPV2, so this is my first IPV device, and the buttons have been changed as well. If I can just bring it a little closer for you to just have a look. Yeah, there you go. They've adapted the very much similar to the Hanamod style kind of buttons, alright? And the click is kind of nice as well, not as loud as it should be. The back panel, it used to have a line here. Right now it's just flat all the way. Line has the sensor touch as well for firing, so it is still the firing with the sensor here. According to the video, the IPV2S has this, but it doesn't work because they've replaced it with some waterproof function and all that, so that's the difference there. This now is a floating pin that you've got in there. It's brass, and it has got, if you take a closer look, one of those Phillips head type, Yep, it's floating pin. There's a spring coil in there, and it's a spring-loaded pin, firing pin, and you've got this here. If your atomizers require air from the bottom, what else? Bottom, you have your vent holes and also your micro USB charger port there, which I much prefer on the side here, because then I could just prop it up and charge it at the same time. But some people may prefer it here because they want to lie it down so that it doesn't knock and fall off like that. So let's open it up. Get a screwdriver. These are Phillips screws that I have. Take them out. Open up the cover. So if the video says it's waterproof, the thing is, normally if you talk about being waterproof, there would be a rubber seal all around here or here, you know. It doesn't look like it to me. So like I said, I'm not going to take any risk and bring this underwater, or at least drop it into water just to test it. No way. So this is the cover. I suspect it's made from aluminum, yeah, because the whole device actually feels kind of light. And we're going to put this aside and take a look at the battery compartment here. You have a little tab here for you to pull out your battery, just like the olden days transistor radios where you just pull it out. So now it's, you know, a trend, which is good. It makes it much easier to remove your battery. And this, I believe, is brass. Okay, there's a brass spring here. This is your negative, this is your positive. In fact, they've got the marking here that says positive, and here it's negative. Alright, so pretty neat. Your SX330 chip is in there, so it has a number here as well, the logo, and it's got a seal here. Okay, so let's put in the battery. I'm going to bring on a VTC4 battery here, a Sony VTC4. That means you put your ribbon down first, and remember, positive on this side. Just follow the markings and you will be okay. But then again, if you do reverse it, they've got reverse battery protection. And then after that, all you got to do is just put this back on and put the screws back. Alright, so we're good to go. Here you have the usual, the same as the previous version. This doesn't do anything at all, but I think it's just a decoration. I don't know why they have it here. It looks like you've got bubbles in there, but no, they're specifically done this way as, you know, a design. So 5 clicks to turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's what you'll be seeing. The Pioneer4You logo, IPV2S, and it turns off. So when you fire it, nothing. Okay, only when you click this, 100 watts. Oh, sorry, 10 watts. That's your memory there, M1, and you click it one more time. It goes to M2, 20 watts. These are your memory settings. All right, M3, 30 watts. M4, 40 watts. M5, 60 watts. M1 again. Yep, they're only altogether 5 memories there. Okay. This is to bring the wattage down from memory 1. Okay. And once you're happy with it, you know, just click the firing button and you're good to go. And it shows you all you need to see. Okay. Turns off rather quickly when you're not using the device. Okay, so this is your memory. Yes, I want 10 watts. Check atomizer. Yeah. So how to turn it on and all that, everything is in the user guide there. Alright, I'm going to attach an atomizer in there. And show it to you. Okay, so you've got 10 watts here, and it's a little bit dimmer. When you fire it, it lights up. See? You fire it, it lights up. So you've got 3.5 volts at 10 watts. Your resistance at the bottom shows 1.2 ohms. Alright? So memory 1, increase your memory 2, I'm still not used to this. I gotta get used to it, playing with it. And once you click the firing button, that's what you want it to be. If you press the firing switch and the top switch together simultaneously and hold it on, touch on. So now you can use the touch sensor, give it a fire, and it's firing. Alright, see? Lights up when it fires. Okay, if you want to turn it off, just the scroll down button and the firing button, just hold it on and it says touch off. Alright, and if you hold down these two buttons, okay, together, it says lock. Now you want to unlock it, hold it down again, it's unlocked. So if you want to change your wattage all the way up to 70 watts, just let me show it to you. It's rather fast as well. As you can see, the way it scrolls, it's 70 watts of pure power there. Alright, I'm not going to fire it because I'm on a 1.2 ohm, and it goes down, all the way down to 7 watts. Yeah, basically you press and hold it and it'll just scroll now all the way to 7 watts. So that's how you roughly set it. Okay, so besides that, what else? That's about it, I guess. This is the IPV2S. We're going to get back to normal camera angle, take a vape on it, and we'll talk a little bit more about this device. Alright guys, we're back from the close-ups, and that's the IPV2S I've got here from Greenleaf or Pioneer4You, and together with my Plumeville RDA. I've got a dripper on here, and it's reading let me see, let me just check it out. Okay, it's reading 0.4 ohms. I don't know whether you can see that, but it's at 0.4 ohms. I've got it set to 60 watts. Yeah, 60 watts there. 0.4 ohms, 60 watts, and 5 volts. All right, so the thing I like about this S330 chip is that it constantly shows you the volts. You don't have to fire it and then find out what volts how many volts you're on. So this is constantly showing you that. All right, let's take a vape before we carry on talking. All right, so got it set at 60 watts, 0.4 ohm coil. Let's see how she performs. Oh, a bit of a warm vape if you ask me. She can definitely check out the vapor. Of course, it's the dripper, and but in terms of power, yeah, maybe we should try hit it to 70 watts and see. Hang on, I still haven't got the hang of this thing yet, so I'm going to try and set it to 70 watts now. Yeah, 70 watts. All right, let's check it out. 70 watts. Can you see that? 70 watts. All right, so. Oh, excuse the vapor. One more. That's 70 watts of pure power for you, right, guys? Okay, so this is 450 ringgit. I mean, for 400 or 450 ringgit, the device to me is value for the buck. Feels good in your hands, especially when they've already done the bevel edge. You know, it doesn't feels like it's cutting into your hands, your palms and things like that. These are the thumbs up. Let's go for the thumbs up. 70 watts of power down to a 0.2 ohm coil for you to fire, and I believe this is made from aluminum. This is lightweight, although a lot of people, or rather reviewers as well, have said, you know, it feels kind of cheap and all that. No, feeling kind of cheap depends on how you look at it. To me, aluminum, this is a lot lighter. Okay, so if you're talking about stainless steel, it's heavy in your hands. This is light in your hands. So to me, I think it's perfectly fine. It feels you know, I mean, solid in its way. What do you expect from aluminum? But it feels light and it doesn't, weigh down your hand. Don't mistake lightweight for being cheap. No, it's not. Definitely feels good. The bevel edges, as I was saying, feels nice and comfortable, and together with the buttons, the way they click, especially when they've changed these so-called buttons, that is very similar to the Hana mod. It's very nice. It doesn't sound cheap. It looks really classy, with the bevel edge and all that. So this mod has actually come a bit of a long way from the original version. Spring-loaded contact pin, that's definitely a plus point. We all love our spring contacts. We don't have to keep adjusting it, although there is, as you saw in the close-ups earlier, the contact pin has got this Phillips screw there. I don't know what it's for. I'm not going to take any chances again to try and turn it, and then in case it breaks or something like that. Made of brass there, so that's another plus point for the spring-loaded pin. And last but not least, the sensor on mine, it still works. If I would turn it on, the sensor works. Okay, the sensor, a lot of people find it gimmicky, and they think it's useless because it has a firing pin here, firing button here. I've tried this for a couple of days. The sensor feels good. You've got to turn it the other way around with the firing button facing you. Let's say I was watching TV and vaping at home, and if you're lazy to, you want to click it all the time, all you have to do is just have your hands around here, just tap on it and vape and let it go. Tap on it, vape and let it go. The thing is, the only bad side of it is if you forget to turn the sensor off and put it in your pocket and move and go around doing your work and things like that. I'm not sure if it's going to fire off, but other than that, if you're sitting down watching TV, or if you're just at home, working on your computer or in your office, just take it up, touch it, fire it. It can be a good thing. You don't have to click it all the time. It's just touch and it fires off. People want things easy nowadays, so that could be a good point. All right, so those are the thumbs up. Thumbs down, nothing in really major or particular, but they could have just dump the screws here, there's 2 screws, and put 2 magnets in there, like what they did to the slighly. You just slap this on, click it on. You want to change your battery, just remove it. It won't come off, it'll stay there. So they could have just removed this and put into magnets as well. But apart from that, the waterproof thing, no. With my set, I'm not going to take the risk and test it and put it underwater. Do yourself a favor, don't take it underwater. USB charge port, if you ask me, I would prefer the USB charge port to be somewhere around here where I can just place it on the table and let it charge on its own. Because if I put it down like that, it's going to drip all over and probably into the device as well. So those are some of the thumbs down. Nothing major, like I said. So it just takes more trouble to take off your atomizer and then charge it lying down like that. But other than that, this is a great device. I think it's worth your buck for 450 ringgit or 136 US dollars. Yeah, let's take a vape before we call it a day. $70 watts for you, the IPV2S. Until I talk to you again, vape safe, guys, and have a great week. Bye for now.